POV's content may not be suitable to some audiences. Your discretion is advised. Wrestling POV's content may not be suitable to some audiences. Your discretion is advised. Wrestling POV's content may not be suitable to modern audiences. Your discretion is advised. Wrestling POV's content may not be suitable to modern audiences. Your discretion is advised. Wrestling POV's content may not be suitable to some audiences. Your discretion is advised. Wrestling POV's content may not be suitable to some audiences. Your discretion is advised.
Ho, 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 fans, it's another edition of Wrestling POV Global. I'm your, I guess, sometimes insane co-host, our host, the legend T. James Logan, and my co-host with the most who will eat toast off a roast. We're talking Elio Canella, the gentleman himself.
Holding it down from coast to coast.
From coast to coast.
Smoother than the butter you put on your toast.
Now, I told you I shouldn't drink 15 Monsters before I started the show, but hey, they taste that damn good. It's the Monster Dragon Fruit Tea one. It's got me addicted. I'm bouncing off the walls. You know what, Elio? This has been a bit of an easier week for us because there was no New Japan, so you would think that, we must have it.
I know, those New Japan cards kill me.
Yeah. Well, you think it would be easier, folks, that we didn't have to do this, but there is a crap load of important cards coming up this weekend. So me and Ellie are actually going to have to go over a whole bunch of big cards coming up on WrestleMania weekend. So, and I think we wouldn't be remiss if when we get to the NXT UK part that Elio does this week, I think we should preview the match between Walter and Pete Dunne. So we should talk a little bit about that at the time. So, you know what? Let's start off with news floating around the world of wrestling, independent wrestling anyways. I want to start off with ROH. I know you're really happy about this. Kenny King, one of your favorite wrestlers there, Elio, signing a 2-year deal. Yeah.
2 years. 2 more years of him.
2 more years of Kenny King. Kenny King, I feel bad because, the guy has potential. There's just something about him that he's so vanilla that there's something just not clicking with me. And I don't think he clicks with a lot of fans. Hopefully they can just find something for him because it's not that it's a lack of talent. It's just something about him that they just, God, I just hope they could find something to make him palatable so that we can at least watch ROH and not have to get mad every time we see it. Sticking in ROH, this one, last week we reported Flip Gordon was healthy, ready to get back in, was looking, we had guessed that maybe he was going to be the guy that Bully Ray was going to fight at Supercard, but he hurt himself again this week. There's a possibility he could be out for 6 weeks.
News.
Or sorry, 6 months. He might be gone for 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
So for sure he will not be on the ROH Supercard at Madison Square Garden. Feel sorry for the guy. He works pretty hard.
And he just came back and already re-injured.
Now, I got to throw a bit of New Japan wrestling news out here right now, okay? And it kind of coincides a little bit, not kind of. It fits right into today's special interview, fans. Excuse me. We have a special interview with ROH television champion Jeff Cobb. Now, as we were doing the interview, I tend to I try not to get into guys' faces, and I try not to really ask the super hard questions that might embarrass them because I don't want to blow their confidence in me. But sometimes if something comes up, I'll pause it and I'll ask the guy, hey, I want to ask this question. Is it cool? If it's not, I totally get it. I'll move on, And he said no. He said he wouldn't mind addressing it. And the question was, roughly about a year and a half ago, Jeff Cobb showed up in New Japan Wrestling teaming with Michael Elgin. And they did a tournament. I think it was World Tag League they were in together. After they were eliminated, Michael Elgin had a lot of very disparaging things to say about Jeff Cobb on Twitter and other social media, which he later took down, but it got out there. He was saying a lot of things about how, Cobb wasn't that great of a worker and he was overrated and that he,
so
a lot of stuff.
Were they actually friends or Were they ever friends, or were they just
I don't
teaming?
think so. I just think they were teamed together by New Japan. And
Okay.
so they got this, Elgin said all this stuff. And I always wondered about this because I've known Jeff Cobb since he first started getting onto the national scene. I've known him for the last 9 years, and I saw him progress. And let's face it, we've talked about Michael Elgin before, me and you, and both of us are not we don't find him very exciting.
Yeah.
He's kind of just a boring, he's not, he's supposed to be a big, strong man, but the guy's not even 6 feet tall. He's a strong, yeah, but, he's not really all that special. And, when he said that stuff about Jeff Cobb, I was a little upset, and I know some of it was removed. And then it seemed like Cobb didn't come back for a while, and then he shows up now. And now today, it's announced that Michael Elgin is parting ways with New Japan Wrestling. And I just want to say, as we've talked about in this interview, fans will hear what Jeff Cobb had to say about Michael Elgin in the situation. But I would just like to point out one important thing right now. At this day and age, at this moment, Jeff Cobb is the ROH World Television Champion. Michael Elgin is pretty much not wanted by any American organization at the moment. So what does that tell you? Yeah, I wonder what that tells you about who has a good perspective and who can, you dig your own grave sometimes, Elgin. So,
Again, it goes back to that thing that we all say, where some guys outside of the ring, they're the nicest guys, and some are just really horrible people.
That's exactly true. And as I was started in dealing with professional wrestlers, now this isn't always true. It took a while, but it did seem that when I dealt with the so-called villains and the bad guys, they tended to be the nicer guys that you'd meet. And a lot of the guys who were the great big white meat baby faces, man, they were like total dicks. Now it's changed for a while, and maybe that's just because as we've grown and we've gotten on this show and bigger things, that guys treat me with a little more respect or something, and maybe that's just it. But that was one of the things we always used to laugh about. Some of the guys who played the worstest villains tend to be the nicest guys, and I really hope to God Sammy Callahan isn't a super nice guy. I hope I don't meet him and feel like crap for all the things we've said about him.
They might make their own book and put you in there. Put us in there.
They'll put us in our own book. But, so that's my big news. Michael Elgin, looking for work. Will wrestle for money or toast or something. Now, I know you got some news. What do you got going on there, Elio?
Well, I'm staying with Ring of Honor. Tennille Dashwood is now a free agent. She revealed on her Twitter account that she's a free agent after her recent run in ROH, and she opted not to sign a new contract.
Wow.
And as I reported last week, she was training for an in-ring return, so who knows, they said it's possible we could see Reggie One Supercard with her first match back. Yeah.
This would be really interesting. Does that open AEW for her? Does that open up, where does she head from here? I mean, we've noticed, didn't Madison Rayne opted not to re-sign with ROH when she was unhappy with the way directions are going? Went back to Impact, and now
Speaking of Madison Rayne, I have one piece of Impact Wrestling that actually ties into this week's event that they're holding.
Let's hear it.
So at United We Stand, there was supposed to be an intergender match with Eli Drake facing Tessa Blanchard, which he refused to do so, and he's recently come under heat for going on social media and posting how intergender matches take the realism out of sports entertainment, and therefore he's been replaced with Joey Ryan.
Ooh.
Well, all right.
If anybody in Impact can throw his weight around, though, it is Eli Drake. I mean, he's probably one of the hottest prospects they have, but wow, that's not a good way to make friends in the locker room, Eli.
And when you're replaced with Joey Ryan, wow.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're going to see a lot of penis maneuvers.
Oh, no.
Oh, you got anything more for me, Elio?
That's about it. Actually, one piece of AEW has to do with Pac. Apparently, he's not. Apparently, they're saying that he wasn't actually signed with AEW. He's been pulled out of WrestleCon because he couldn't get a visa.
Right.
In time.
So did all the Dragon Gate competitors that were trying to come in for WrestleMania weekend to fight for various organizations.
He's currently being promoted as in a match against Hangman Page.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen
as well. So that's out.
That is out. Okay.
So,
well, you know what?
And that's about it that I have. For
well,
today,
you know what?
For this week.
I would like to pull up the poll. We ran a poll 2 weeks ago, which we didn't get to. The poll was it looked at the 2 Intercontinental Championships that are out there. One held by the WWE, the other by New Japan Pro Wrestling. Now, before we get to the answers, I would like what your opinions are, Elio, of each of these belts. And which one's more prestigious?
I'd say, actually, some weeks I even forget who the champions are. Like, I know Tetsuya Naito is the Intercontinental Champion, but who's got it right now in WWE?
Oh, yeah. R-Truth? No, that was the U.S. title.
No.
I have no clue.
See, that is pretty bad. But I'm still going to say it's WWE is more prestigious.
Okay.
Than New Japan, because it's been around. It's been held by some of the legends of in the past, like Honky Tonk Man and such, Randy Savage.
Okay.
So it's got like a
Wait, did you just say Honky Tonk Man was a legend? Elio,
you
slap yourself in the face.
In his own mind.
Oh my lord! I grew up with Honky Tonk Man in the Stampede Wrestling area. Wow!
Oh,
what a guy! He was in Stampede Wrestling quite a bit before he went to the WWE.
Did he look the same?
Exactly. Only he called himself Honky Tonk Wayne, and yeah.
Yeah, but okay. I'm going to go with the WWE because it's got the long history behind it.
It's got the lineage. Well, I'm going to say 20 years ago, I would have said WWE, but you just hit the nail on the head. Who knows who the hell the Intercontinental Champion is because for WWE? Because who knows? It changes so much. They give it to such crappy wrestlers sometimes. Sometimes it's good wrestlers. Sometimes it's not. It's half the time it's an afterthought.
That's what I hate.
So I think today, in this day and age, at least the Intercontinental Championship in New Japan is defended regularly, is highlighted as a main event thing, and has shown a lot more respect than the current one in the WWE. So 20 years ago, I would have said that, but no. Right now, I'm going to have to go with the fact that I'm going to say, and now I saw our poll. Go ahead and read the results.
So the results are 66% went WWE and 34% went with NJPW.
That's pretty interesting, but stupid. That did feel good.
There's a shout out to Rick Serrano III.
Yeah, don't get used to it too much. I'm not shouting out to the puppets. Forget that. All right, you know what?
I just don't understand though. I just don't understand how sometimes they treat these belts like props, and they call them props and saying they mean nothing.
That's a whole nother discussion I don't want to get into right now.
Yeah.
I get it. And the bad thing about the Intercontinental title is it's been treated so poorly. That's the reason I guess WWE is bigger in the North American eyes, but that belt has been treated like crap, and I can't go with it. You know what? It's leaving a bad taste in my mouth, Elio. Let's move on to Ring of Honor this week, okay?
All right.
And actually, you know what? Before I go to Ring of Honor, I think I'm going to switch it up. How about we start you off with WWE NXT UK?
Okay. So here we go.
Sorry.
NXT UK. Yeah. So NXT UK kicked off with Jordan Devlin defeating Dan Maloney with the high angle backdrop driver for the 3 count.
I like this match. Jordan Devlin's kind of interesting. I like him. What do you think?
Yeah, I like Devlin, especially that one match he had against, I believe, David Starr.
Yeah, they've had some great matches.
Yeah. Yep. Then we had Cassius Ohno coming out to issue his apology quote. We had Dave Master vignette. We had a promo with She Who Shall Not Be Named.
Oh no, not our. Does her name rhyme with skinny? Because she certainly is. Yes, it does.
Yes, sir. Then we had Rhea Ripley defeating Xia Brookside with Riptide for the win.
Now I don't. Okay, Rhea Ripley. I strangely find her attractive. I don't know what it is, but she's strangely attractive. And Zaya Brookside, I think if she didn't have her dad's name, I don't know how far this girl would go because I find her boring as crap. But Rhea Ripley, loving her.
And following the match, Rhea Ripley got on a mic and said, "Is this the best that you have?" And then Piper Niven comes out, and we see the debut of Piper Niven.
Now, fans, I've seen her before. It's escaping me what name she used to use quite a bit, but she's been a long stay in Scottish wrestling. And you know her probably from the WWE, the Divas.
Mae Young Classic.
The Mae Young Classic. She was in the first one.
The Mae Young Classic.
Yeah. And she did okay, but she was a really big wrestler in Scotland for the last while. So I find it pretty interesting to see her come over. She's a powerhouse. She's a powerhouse lady, and I'm expecting a lot out of Piper Niven.
And then we took a look at Walter, an interview with Trent Seven, saying how he has to walk alone now in his feud with Joe Coffey, and he's got the Trent Seven army behind him.
Wow!
And in the main event, it was a no contest as both Noam Dar and Mark Andrews were stretched out of the arena.
That's strange, hey, seeing two guys stretchered out together, like both hurting themselves.
Yeah.
Kind of a weird thing.
That was a very strange thing, yeah.
Noam Dar,
apparently, no, as soon as Noam Dar went down, you see the referee call for the EMTs.
That was crazy. You know what? I was a little disappointed in Noam Dar.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to have the step he used to have in 205. I don't know. He seemed a little watered down.
Seems like he's gone down from when moving from 205 to NXT UK.
Yeah, I expected more, and I was a little disappointed when I saw.
Yep.
But it's his first match back, so we're obviously not going to judge too harshly. But I was excited because I enjoyed Noam Dar. I really enjoyed him when the original Cruiserweight Classic. I enjoyed him on 205. So yeah, it was a little bit disappointing. Now that was the main event. Now, we have a bunch of cards that we have to preview for next week for WrestleMania, but one of the matches that's being held at NXT, the regular NXT that's covered by the other guys at WPOV Wrestling, one of those matches involves two of our guys. And I'd like to talk about that a minute. I'm talking about Pete Dunne putting his belt up against Walter.
Yes.
And this will be for the WWE NXT UK Heavyweight Championship. And I've been tracking Walter for quite a while. I mean, I think I even showed you some stuff before Walter even made it into WWE.
I even looked some stuff up on my own, and I saw his work.
I think that they're going to strap the rocket on this guy. I mean, Pete Dunne has been champion for close to 2 years. I think it's time. He's had his time.
He's been champion since the NXT UK first started. Jeez.
But bear in mind that first year he defended the belt like twice.
Yeah, geez.
But
is he the Brock Lesnar of NXT UK?
No, they just, when it started, you remember there was really no WWE NXT UK to begin with. They had belts, but they didn't have a show.
Oh, that's true, yes.
They went quite a few months before they had anything regular going on.
Yeah.
I think Pete Dunne is an interesting guy. I'm not as sold on him as I know some people are. I find some of his stuff questionable. I think Walter is the real big deal. That you got this guy, you got to use him.
Yeah.
You got to use him. And I think Walter is going to come out as the WWE NXT UK champion. What do you think, Elio?
Yeah, I'm going with Walter to take the UK championship at TakeOver.
Well, it'll be interesting. Now let's get into ROH. Now, fans, we're skipping through these pretty quickly today. For the simple fact is, we're also going to be previewing some shows coming up, and there's just lots of stuff to talk about. Now, ROH TV this week. First of all, NXT UK. As we're finishing it, I would give it a good. I'd give it an 8 this time. I mean, it was okay, but we usually give A, B. I'm going to give it a B minor. Yeah,
mine's going to be a B. It's just the opening match was the only one that stood out to me.
And I know you liked She Who Will Not Be Named. I know you're a big fan of her raking people's arms.
I'm sure you're mistaken about that.
Every time I see her on my TV, UK loses at least one letter. Okay, so they might have been an A minus, but as soon as she showed up, it became a B minus. ROH TV. It was one of those times where there was only 2 matches on the whole program, but they were good matches.
I must have watched the wrong one then. I saw the Road to G1.
Oh yeah, that's not what the regular show was. You saw a special.
Okay.
Well, the regular ROH TV had Roosh versus Mark Haskins was the opening match, and it was a tremendously good match. Roosh really put on. He's really going to be something, I think, big for ROH. I think he's going to be in the big time. Mark Haskins looked good, and he got in a lot more than I thought he would. But he was he did okay, but he in the end got spanked. The main event, however, was really fun. Villain Enterprises capturing the 6-man titles from the Kingdom. We've talked about this. Marty Scurll, Brody King, and PCO. Great fun.
And PCO.
Team. Yeah, PCO. That guy's amazing.
That was a great match.
The Kingdom. You know what? A lot of people put down Matt Taven in the Kingdom, but I'm finally sold on these guys. I like Matt Taven. I like TK O'Ryan. And I kind of like Vinny Marcellia. I'm still a little bit out on him. But the other two, I think they're really not. They're really underrated. And
I like his catchphrase. So when we said, "I'm Matt Taven,"
nobody else could use it. That's for sure.
Do that. I should start doing that. I'm Elio Canola.
Oh, good, because I was afraid you were going to walk around saying you were Matt Taven. That would not have been a good idea. All right, you know what I think? Before we get into our special interview, which is part of ROH, before our break, let's break down quickly the ROH Supercard and let's talk about who we think is going to go over and what.
Okay.
So, Elio, you read them off. Let's go the other way. Let's go from the least match to the biggest match.
So let me pull up the Supercard matches here, and we have...
Fans, you can tell we are state-of-the-art entertainment system here. No, sorry, go on.
There's 2 dark matches before the actual show.
Skip them. So, we're not going to see them.
So the first one is, of course, Will Ospreay versus Jeff Cobb in the title match, and the winner takes all.
Ooh. I am picking Jeff Cobb.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to have to go with Jeff Cobb.
I'm sorry. I have to go with Jeff Cobb. He's on our show this week.
Yeah.
Jeff Cobb.
You bet you're going to get in trouble if you don't.
I'll get a tour of the islands if he does. Okay.
He'll put you in his book. Then we have Roosh taking on Dalton Castle.
Oh, I'm going to go with Roosh on this one.
Yeah.
Dalton Castle's broken up.
For the Women of Honor Championship, it's Maya Iwatani defending against Kelly Klein. I think Kelly Klein's going to take it back this time.
Yeah. It's got to be. I mean, you can't have it. Yeah, it's got to be Kelly Klein. I'm sorry.
Bully Ray taking on Juice Robinson in New York City street fight.
Juice Robinson.
I'm Robinson. Juice. I'm over Bully Ray.
I think everybody's over Bully Ray.
Then we have a 3-way match with Taiji Ishimori versus Dragon Lee versus Bandito.
Ooh. I'm going to stick with Ishimori on this one. I think the Bone Soldier is, he's at his peak right now. Who are you picking?
Bandito, I've seen more from him. I'm going to have to go with Ishimori. I'm not going to go with Dragon Lee.
Yeah, Dragon Lee.
Then we have a winners take all, 4-way with Gorillas of Destiny versus Villain Enterprises versus LIJ versus the Briscoe Brothers.
Man, that's an any team's go. I am going to go with... Oh, man. You know what? I'm going to go with Villain Enterprises with this one.
Yeah, that's who I was going to go with that. Because this one's a hard one to pick, but I'm going to have to go with Villains because I'm just a fan.
Wait a sec. You know what? No, wait. I'm going to change that. The simple fact is this isn't the 6-man. This is only PCO and Brody King. So I'm actually going to change mine over to the Gorillas of Destiny.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, because Marty Scurll is in a different match. I forgot about that.
Okay. Then
who we got next?
We have Zack Sabre Jr. defending the British Heavyweight Championship against Hiroshi Tanahashi.
I'm going to go with Zack Sabre Jr. Even though I can't stand him.
We've said it in the past, Tanahashi is broken. He's getting up there.
Yeah, I mean, he pulled something good on the New Japan Cup, but I don't think he could do it twice in a row. I think Zack's going to smarten up and get her done, as the Canadians would say.
Yeah, and then we were talking about this in the poll, the IWGP Intercontinental Champion Tetsuya Naito defending against Kota Ibushi.
Oh, man. You know what? I'm going to go Kota Ibushi on this. I know Naito's probably the best pick, but I'm going to pick Ibushi. I'm going to give him a chance here.
Yeah, I'm going to see Ibushi. Yeah, I'm going to go with Ibushi here. Then we have a 3-way ladder match for the ROH champion, Jay Lethal versus Marty Scurll versus Matt Taven. Oh.
Ooh, I'm gonna come on. Jay Lethal's my boy. Okay, I like Matt Taven and I like Marty Scurll. I know a lot of people underestimate Matt Taven. I think he'll have a great showing here.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with Jay Lethal.
You can't go against Jay Lethal. He's got to win this one.
Right. Well, you know what, fans? That's the G1 Supercard.
Actually, there's one more.
Oh, there is one more match.
The final one. Kazuchika Okada versus Jay White.
Duh, we watched all of the New Japan Cup to get here. Okada versus White. Man.
Oh, man.
I am going to go crazy here, and I'm going to say White.
Wow, okay. To be against you, I'm going to go Okada on this one.
Finally, we agreed so much on this card, but you know what? I think Jay White has to prove himself here. This is his proving ground.
Yep.
He gets a win over Okada, even if it's a cheat win. Mm-hmm. He at least proves himself. So I say White. I'm sure that the Bullet Club's going to be involved. I'm sure Okada's going to get screwed over hard. But I think Jay White's going to be the winner here.
Okay.
All right. Well, you know what, fans? We have been yabbering at you for almost a half hour. We have today's show is going to be extra long, and it's brought to you by Crest. No, it's not brought to you by Crest. But you know what? We're going to go over now to our interview that I recently had, like less than 2 weeks ago, with Jeff Cobb. It was in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. He appeared at the 18th anniversary show of the Prairie Wrestling Alliance. We had a great time. We talked a lot of stuff. We talked past, we talked Olympics, we talked wrestling, we talked Michael Elgin, we talked New Japan. He even talked Will Ospreay. So you know what, fans? Sit back, and I got to tell you, Jeff Cobb's actually a pretty fun, laid-back guy. He's just as you imagine most of those Islanders are. So let's sit back and hear what he has to say.
Okay.
Hey, fans. Welcome to another edition of WPOV Global. I'm your host, Legend T. James Logan. Got with me today a guy 9 years ago standing in Calgary talking to him. I saw there, I thought this guy's going to be big someday. Today, he is probably one of the hottest guys on the independent circuit right now. He is the current ROH television champion, the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla World Champion. That says a lot right there. You know that. We're talking about Jeff Cobb.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Well, Jeff, you know what?
I mean, technically, I can't be hot on the indies if I don't do the indies anymore.
Well, yes. You know what? I shouldn't say that.
But this is my third show in Canada this month, so some people in Saskatoon last night say that I brought the good weather with them. Because it wasn't cold as poop out there. It was like negative 40 or something.
It's been like that here too. You came 2 weeks better.
You're welcome, Canada. Oh, I'm sorry. You're welcome, Saskatchewan, and
Canada, wherever else.
And Alberta province.
Alberta province.
You're welcome, guys.
Well, you know what? You came here 9 years ago. Today you come back as the main event guy. You are the guy that everyone came to see, everyone lined up to buy the merchandise.
I think everybody came to see TJ.
That's possible. It's possible too.
Yeah.
But in all humbleness aside, let's talk about the journey of Jeff Cobb from the beginning to where we are today. First of all, you're listed as an Olympic-style wrestler. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, I did compete in the 2004 Olympics. I lost to... I went 0-2 barbecue. One of the guys I lost to was actually a UFC superstar, Yoel Romero.
Oh.
And if you looked at him in the UFC, you will realize why I lost.
He is definitely a tough guy.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so I wrestled amateurly is the word I guess I'm looking for. And with my dreams of becoming a pro wrestler since I was a kid, and that's why I joined amateur wrestling in high school, because I thought it was pro wrestling. As you can tell, I wasn't a straight A student.
But I bet you were great on the wrestling team.
I mean, I guess that was the only thing I was good. Like, basketball was my first sport I played, and then realized I was short. So
I've been there. Yeah. 14, everyone outgrew me.
I couldn't, yeah. So, and then I transitioned to wrestling, and yeah, bada boom, bada bing.
Now, where did you start your training for wrestling?
Amateur wrestling?
No, you're pro wrestling.
Pro wrestling. I actually trained in Hawaii with Action Zone Wrestling. I started training January 2009. I'm dating myself, but yeah, January 2009.
Excellent. You know what, those guys, I've taken a look at some of your old matches. It was an awful lot like you see the matches out here, but you finally found you had to probably leave the islands to get more exposure.
Yeah, so like there's like that, like you said, that trip that we came up and wrestled in in Calgary and Edmonton many years back. Then we flew to San Francisco, and that's where I met the booker for All Pro Wrestling at the time, John LaRocca. He was the booker APW of Beyond the Mat fame, that company. And I joined. He said, "Hey man, you got to get out of the islands. Like you're too good to be in Hawaii." And no disrespect to Hawaii, it's just I did everything I could there, so I had to move on. So I took that to heart. I was like, you know what, I got to move. I'm not going to get any better being 5 hours from the West Coast on a plane and 10 hours from the East Coast and all that. So I was like, you know what, I'm out. So I saved up all my money, gave myself to I'm going to leave January, and the rest is history, as they say.
Now, was it? It must have been a little intimidating and hard at first, coming into a whole new area. Yeah. There's a gazillion wrestlers. You're trying to throw your name out there. What sets you apart?
Well, I kind of knew when I did that the APW show, and then I came back and did another APW show. I kind of met a few people who I became really good friends with in the Sacramento area. The rest of our company called SPW, or Supreme Pro Wrestling. Some of my closest friends came from that company. That when I came up to All Pro Wrestling, that there was kind of who's this guy coming in? So I made friends with them, and I'm still friends with them to this day. Guys like JR Kratos, who it's a shame that he's not doing more traveling and more stuff, because WWE was at him for a long time, and I think they still kind of want him, but he definitely needs to get more stuff, and I push for him every time I can. So you never know, he might come up to Calgary and just kick some booty. You think I'm intimidating? That fool was intimidating.
Now, do you have dreams of the WWE someday? Is that on your wish list, or?
As of right now, I'm happy where I'm at. I'm very I don't want to say comfortable, because comfort is the enemy of progression. So I love what I'm doing with Ring of Honor.
And New Japan, obviously.
Because they give me the freedom to work in New Japan and come, and I still am able to do Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, and I'm still able to do shows in Canada, for example, right here tonight, and then go to other countries as well. So it's given me opportunities to go to other countries and other places I haven't been. For example, last night, first time I ever wrestled in Saskatoon.
And you thought it was a berry.
I honestly didn't know where Saskatoon was. I'm sorry, guys.
Don't worry, I'm not quite sure where it is either. It's a province.
I'm very happy. Ring of Honor schedule is great. It's great on the body. I don't have to wrestle 3-4 times a week. One of the positives is I don't have to move to Florida.
Nice, yes.
No, sorry guys, love you guys down there.
But
yeah, but as of if you ask me today, I'd say no. I love what I'm doing with Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor is a great company. They're definitely on the rise. Case in point, when would I've gone and wrestled in Madison Square Garden?
Yes.
And I'm doing that in a few weeks, WrestleMania weekend, Ring of Honor is teaming up with New Japan, and we're running in the Garden. Nobody's ran in the Garden other than WWE ever.
No, I don't think so. No, that's it for the 40s.
Maybe in the 1940s, but since then, WWE's had a chokehold on that building. And because of Ring of Honor being a great company that they are, and New Japan being as hot as they are, both companies just being on fire right now, we're wrestling in the Garden. And
it was so cool to see your progression. I mean, first of all, the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla thing, that obviously put a lot of eyes on you that may not have seen you before.
Definitely. It was literally my first match at Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, I believe it was June 2016, I believe, 2016. Yeah, 2016. I can't remember. I got hit in the head a lot. Yeah, June 2016 against Chris Hero. And after that, my stock definitely rose. And I owe a lot to Chris Hero for pushing for me to get in there as well. I think Sami Callihan helped out as well. So those two guys, much love to them. Chris Hero. But yeah, so and then Hero giving me the match that he gave me and letting me throw his ass around the ring. Sorry, I said ass, but cool. Letting me throw, and he's not a cruiserweight. He's a big boy. So letting me throw him around, I really appreciate that. And after that, I just started getting emails. Hey, you want to come work here? You want to come work here? You want to come work in England? And I just opened up the doors. And because of PWG, that's what got me. That's kind of helped push me more into New Japan, like into the eyes of New Japan, because guys like William Rico showed up to shows, Tiger Tori would show up to shows, Rocky Romero showed up to shows, like WWE superstars would show up to shows when they're in town and just hang out backstage and see stuff and then learn from them, and then just getting eyes on myself, and it helped me definitely.
Well, I remember the day I turned on New Japan and you popped on the first time I saw you there, and I was like, I remember calling my wife going, look, Jeff made it to New Japan, he's going even further. Oh. What was it like, though? That's obviously usually the mecca for some wrestlers of, like, get to Japan and get to work there. It's sort of like the holy grail to some North American wrestlers.
Oh, yeah, I love New Japan. Like, that, like, well, to be fair, I love Japan as a whole. Like, the country is just beautiful. But I definitely am a fan of their wrestling, their culture, their history, and just everything that New Japan puts out it's amazing. So, but yeah. So yeah, New Japan is just great. Like, their company is beautiful. The wrestling's great. They have they have arguably the best wrestler in the world there, in Okada. Ibushi's amazing. Like, just everybody is amazing there. From the guys that are on top right now to the guys on the quote-unquote mid-card to the young boys. Oh, my God, the young Lions are so good. Like, whoo. That's like, yesterday, someone, like, I watched the match, and then I told him, I was like, hey, man, you're 150 pounds, and 150 pounds, 5'5", and you're not Rey Mysterio. So watch the young boys, man. They fight from underneath, and they're so good. So, yeah, everything from that New Japan does, beautiful.
Now, you first came into New Japan, and then there was a bit of a gap before you came back. Rumors have been circulating that Michael Elgin had been saying bad things about you in that New Japan. Let's just clear that up, clear the air on that. The rumor was that Michael Elgin had said some disparaging words. New Japan backed off a bit, but then came back.
Well, that's not the reason why I didn't come back to New Japan. Originally, one of the main things was because I was still under contract with Lucha Underground, who has dealings with AAA, and New Japan deals with CMLL.
Right.
So that was one of the main things. Like that little online baloney stuff that had nothing to do with why I never came back. I mean, everybody knows. I don't want to bring that. Like, is it? It had its time in the light and it went away. And
are you cool with Elgin now?
I'm cool with everybody.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
I'm from Hawaii, man. I get along with everybody. I could care. In pro wrestling, you're not going to be everybody's friend. Everybody's not going to like you. If you like me, cool. If you don't like me, I'm still cool with you. I don't care. I'm not gonna shit talk you. Or can I say that word? Yeah, I'm not gonna shit talk you. I come from I don't want to date myself for how old I am. I come from a time where if you have a problem with me, like, let's say it to my face or don't say it at all. And if you have a problem with me, I'm more than, like, I don't throw hands. Yeah. Because I usually will just grab you and suplex you I never had to, thank goodness. But yeah, if you have a problem with me, we'll throw hands and then let's get a beer after. That's cool.
That sounds like my whole high school. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't care.
Now, here's a mystery my fans want to know about. Something that probably just didn't think enough to dig this through. But you have something written on your trunks. It's the same thing that Zack Sabre and another British wrestler I think I saw. Explain what SPLX is?
So SPLX is a company called Suplex out of the UK. They sponsor athletes, and essentially I believe the first, and I could be mistaken on this, but I believe the first SPLX or first Suplex sponsored athlete was Fergal Devitt, more famously known as Finn Balor. I believe past members included Adam Cole. I believe Kyle O'Reilly was in it. Gail Kim, Chelsea Green, and current team members include myself, Zack Sabre Jr., Dave Mastiff on WWE NXT UK.
I can remember his name.
Matt Riddle down at NXT, and Rey Mysterio Jr., who curiously has the best-selling T-shirt on Suplex.
We should change that, fans. I've seen this guy wrestle. Check out Jeff Cobb. He will win you over.
No, but to be fair, Ray has some sweet-ass T-shirt designs on Suplex, so Joel, get on it. Give me some cool designs.
Now, one thing I got to say I enjoy the most now, your size gives you this, like, you huck big boys around. Like tonight, I watched you huck around Gabriel. He's not a small guy. Shane Taylor, I saw you huck around that dude. That's a lot of hucking.
Yeah, that's a lot of hucking, but, when I'm 50, I'll probably be paying for it. I won't be able to huck my grandkids around.
Well, not so much as those guys who keep going through the tables out here, but...
Oh, gosh, yeah. Those guys are cray-cray. But, yeah, that's part of my game. That's what I am an amateur wrestler at heart. I love to throw people. I would always try to throw people, and now I can do it in a ring and not get penalized for it.
That's pretty awesome. Now, ROH television champion, that opens up a lot of big name guys coming for you, puts you in the spotlight. How much further do you want to go in ROH? You got like maybe Jay Lethal's in the sights down the road?
They have that, I believe Jay has the moniker of the franchise, and he is. If you sleep on Jay Lethal, you're an idiot. He is amazing in the ring. He's the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion for a reason. They didn't just say, we'll put the belt on Jay Lethal. No, he earned it. He clawed his way up and won it and defended it, and still to this day is defending the belt. And he is definitely the cornerstone, like a cornerstone of Ring of Honor. And I'd be dumb not to want to test my skills against someone like him who's been there and done that, So, would I love to be a double champion? Heck yeah. Would I love to relive Ultimate Warrior Hogan WrestleMania 6 in Toronto? Yeah. Hell yeah. Obviously, I'll be Warrior because I'll walk out with 2 belts. But yeah, I would love to wrestle Jay Lethal. I've teamed with him a few times. It's been great. And I've learned a lot from teaming with him. I would love to wrestle him so I can learn even more.
So you have not yet ever got in the ring with him anywhere?
No, unfortunately not. But, right now, Jay's got a line of guys lining up to take the belt from him. I'm busy defending the Ring of Honor Television Championship around places. So, if he still has it when I still have it and we cross paths, then that's fate. But if not, oh well. But, yeah, I would love to wrestle him.
The last question I'm going to ask you tonight before I ask you your social media stuff to throw out there for fans to get a hold of you. Name me, who is the favorite wrestler you've ever got in the ring with in the last little while? Or maybe two guys who are just like, this was a great match. I love this stuff.
Oh, man, that's hard to choose.
There's probably been a lot, but is there anyone who just pops into your mind right now?
Oh, man. I loved working Matt Riddle. We've wrestled quite a few times, and it's been so much fun every time. I'll name a couple that pop into my head. Goto from New Japan. I feel like we have great chemistry, and we've always just beaten the crap out of each other. If you watch the Ring of Honor Honor Rising tour, that was the first time the second time, but I got to tango with Will Ospreay a little bit. And I felt we had good chemistry. And
quite a contrast of styles.
Yeah, and there's no spoiler alert to this. I did call him out on social media and say, hey man, if you don't win this New Japan Cup, I'll challenge you for the belt. We'll go title for title. Never open championship against the Ring of Honor Television Championship at the Garden.
That sounds exciting as heck.
Powers That Be hasn't made it official, but recently Will lost to Okada.
Yeah.
And he did call me out on Twitter. He says, yeah, Tai Chi wants my belt, but I want Jeff Cobb at the Garden. So, I don't know. We'll see if that match comes to fruition, man. Woo.
Well, before we get going, I want, how can fans not only buy merchandise, how can people book you through ROH or whatever things? Give out all your social media that you want out there.
Okay, so booking, I'm limited to non-U.S. appearances and unfortunately non-Ontario appearances because Ring of Honor runs in Toronto.
Yeah.
But if you want to book me, I actually have an agent, Bill Behrens, famously known for representing great big names in this industry. I will get that email out, but I'm going to forget it. So, but for now, when it comes to my head, I'll come back to it. But you can follow me on social media, Facebook.com. I have a personal fan page, and we're friends on that. But
would you rather fans get?
Yeah, it's Jeff Cobb -athlete. Yeah, just follow me on there. I have an old page. It's like that Mr. Athletic, but yeah. I'm trying to. I stopped using that for the past 3.5 years, so I'm trying not to do the Mr. Athletic thing. So yeah, just follow me on Jeff Cobb /athlete.
Okay.
Athlete. Sorry, I'm slurring over here.
And is there a YouTube thing that you have set up where people can
Yeah, so I have a YouTube page. Just search Jeff Cobb on that one, and that's my YouTube page. I gotta be better at putting up more videos and stuff, more content, I guess, if you will. But yeah, so I'm trying to get that going. I've been dabbling in Twitch a little bit, and I'm trying to get that working. And oh my gosh, I'll send you the link so when you post this, you can know where it's at. Yeah, so Facebook, Jeff Cobb Athlete, Instagram, Jeff Cobb, Twitter, Real Jeff Cobb. Because there's
fake one.
There's fake ones out
There's
there.
fake in everywhere.
Not fake knees, but there's if there's a Jeff Cobb Realtor. I was like, that's definitely not
He
me.
gets booked in a cage match.
Yeah.
What am I doing here?
Yeah, so there's
Yeah.
Real Jeff Cobb
Okay.
on Twitter. You'll know it's me because I have wrestling stuff on my stuff. Let's see what else is there. Oh yeah, so LinkedIn,
yeah.
I'm on there, but I don't even do anything on there.
I don't
why
understand
haven't.
Twitter.
Well, yeah, I'm on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. Yeah. So, and if you want to buy merch, T-shirts, ProWrestlingTees.com.
And a portion goes to you, right?
Yeah, a portion goes to me. They're great guys out there. I love all those guys out there. And then I don't want to give any spoilers, but there might be a micro brawler coming out. Oh shit! But yeah, Pro Wrestling Tees. Just type in Jeff Cobb. If you go on the alphabetical search list, I'm before Jeff Hardy and Jeff Jarrett.
Sounds good.
Now remember, when you go on there, it's JEFFCOBB.
Oh my goodness, some old South. You're gonna strut around and everything.
Man.
And then throw that Hawaiian sign.
Jeff Jarrett follows me on Twitter.
Oh,
we follow each other.
That's awesome.
So I'm gonna hit him up one day, which is like JEFFCOBB. Jeff Cobb.
Well, I've been very excited to watch your progression. Keep looking. Oh, you got more?
Yeah, one more. Sorry, I remember the email now. So if you want to book me, Bill Behrens is my guy. He's my agent. It will be showbiz@AOL.com. That's SHOWBIS@AOL.com. And just his name is Bill Behrens. And just ask him, say, hey, in the thing, just be like, hey, I want to book Jeff Cobb.
Excellent.
I'm available for the wrestles,
Mitzvahs.
the wrestles, bar mitzvah, sure. I've never done one, but I'll do it.
Hey.
Voiceover work. Here's my Kermit the Frog. Hi ho, Kermit the Frog here.
Not bad, not bad.
And then wrestling and signings and all that fun stuff.
Excellent, fans. You know what? Jeff Cobb, a very exciting wrestler. I have not seen a match where I've been bored, so I like that.
You obviously haven't seen many of my matches then.
Oh, ouch. We look.
Self-deprecating is my choice.
He's a humble Hawaiian.
Ooh, that's my new T-shirt design. Humble Hawaiian.
Folks, check out Jeff Cobb.
Hello, this is Miguel Cole from the Wrestling POV podcast. Wrestling POV and Wrestling POV Global is affiliated with the Collar and Elbow brand. Go to collarandelbowbrand.com and save yourself 10% by using promo code WPOV. Collar and Elbow has t-shirts, hoodies, sunglasses, and more. And the best part, you're helping out your local indie wrestlers. And you're helping out the best wrestling podcast of all, Wrestling POV and Wrestling POV Global. You don't want to miss out. So save yourself 10% by using promo code WPOV. Oh my goodness!
This is Flip Gordon, and you are listening to Wrestling POV Podcast.
Folks, wow. I told you that was a fun interview, Elio.
That was a fun interview. Wow.
Jeff Cobb, cool guy, man.
Yep.
You know what? Speaking about things that aren't cool, let's do some Impact.
Oh, no. Okay. Impact, of course. LAX and Lucha Brothers get into a brawl to open the show. Then in our first match, it's Scarlett Bordeaux defeating Glenn Gilberti.
Scarlett Bordeaux looks amazingly hot. I gotta give you that. But Glenn Gilberti, man, get him off the TV.
Why is he was relevant 20 years ago. Yeah, like
No, dude. He was never relevant.
Oh, okay.
Never.
All right.
Never. Moving on.
And then we have Josh Alexander vignette coming soon to Impact Wrestling. Madison Rain returns next week. Okay, so the second match we have Jordan Grace defeating Taya Valkyrie by disqualification. No, by countdown. Sorry. Yeah, by countdown when she takes out an injury.
Yeah.
And Johnny Impact comes out. Yep. Killer Cross is out next, and of course that leads to the next match with Brian Cage, where Killer Cross pulls the win out, even though Cage's shoulder wasn't down for the 3. the match got awarded to Killer Cross.
Can you believe this was their Against All Odds show? I mean, this was sad. As a pay-per-view, this whole program was sad.
No, actually, this was their main event, Killer Cross and Brian Cage. And then we had a death on the show.
Okay, you know what? Before we go into this garbage, let's just address the first actual wrestling matches here. Jordan Grace, looking great. Love her.
I like her matches.
We've had her on the show.
Yep.
She's an incredible girl. Taya Valkyrie, time's up, lady. Go bleach your hair some more. It's time to get an ass beating. I actually enjoyed Killer Cross versus Brian Cage, and I wish I didn't say that, but it was actually an okay match. It was nice to actually see some fighting instead of the continuous crap all the time we've had with them and Impact and all that junk.
There was one segment I forgot. There was one segment I forgot where Tessa Blanchard called, Gail Kim out to the ring and demanded an apology, and Gail Kim apologized and said she resigned from her current position to come out of retirement, and a match has been signed between the two for Rebellion.
Yeah, you could have skipped that. Yeah, we saw that coming a mile away. Okay. I don't really know what to say about the last 5 minutes of Impact, because just when you thought this couldn't get any more ridiculous, that crap that we saw at the end of this show, I mean, this was like think of the worst Lucha Underground garbage we've ever seen and multiply it by 10, because at least those guys are making a show. I don't know what the hell we saw.
I was just about to say, isn't this the kind of stuff they were doing on Lucha Underground?
Yeah, well, they do it better, and it would make more sense, and it would have a story, because what I saw there, it was horrible, Elio. I wanted to bang my face into the TV.
And I can't believe who the Grand Master, whatever it was, being under the black hood.
I could believe it.
That was just terrible. I thought we'd seen the last of him a long time ago. I thought he was gone.
I don't know. Kevin Sullivan, how do you keep getting work? Who knows? If you keep it up, you may end up in the book beside Tommy Dreamer. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Seriously, I was about to say that. I wonder if we should put him in the book.
He may end up in there if we keep getting crap like we got there. But
you
know what? Anyways, you know what? This was terrible. Impact. This was one of the poorer shows I've seen on Impact for a while. I'm going to give it a D.
Definitely a D.
Was that bad? Now, what I'd like to look at is coming up. Impact has United We Stand.
Yes.
I have in front of me the matches. I'm going to read off these matches. We're going to make our picks and see how we're going to do. Now, first of all, we've talked about this one. Joey Ryan and Tessa Blanchard. I'm going to have to file that under Who Cares.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, I don't even know why they bother. There's,
I'm not even going to pick a winner there because I don't care.
Yeah, me neither. I don't mind intergender matches when they make sense, but this one was thrown together last minute, has no reason behind it, so why should we care? I don't.
Even the original one didn't make sense, so, yep.
Now here we have an Impact versus MLW tag match. LAX, Santana and Ortiz taking on Low Key and Ricky Martinez. That's actually not a bad matchup. Who are you going to pick on this one?
I'm sorry, LAX versus Ricky Santana and Low Key. Ricky Martinez and Low Key. I'm going to go with LAX.
Okay, I'm going to go with Low Key and Ricky Martinez in this one. I think it's going to be a tremendous battle. I like both these teams a lot. Yep. Next up, how's this for a weird one, okay? We have Team Impact versus Team Lucha Underground. We're going to have Brian Cage, Moose, and Eddie Edwards versus Daga, Aerostar, and Marty the Moth. Wow. I don't even know how to pick a match like that. I mean, we've seen Lucha Underground, but Lucha Underground's kind of not... It's all kind of a TV show.
No, I don't think Lucha Underground's coming back.
You don't think it's coming back? I don't know, but I do mean all the matches we've seen on there and these guys we've seen, they've been under very controlled situations. I mean, they're all great wrestlers. They all have pedigrees behind them, so it's extra. I don't know Marty the Moth except for what I've seen on Lucha Underground. I've never seen Aerostar. I know they wrestle in other countries and stuff, but I don't know who to pick for this one, man. I'm opting out of a pick on this one. Do you have a pick?
Yeah, I don't really have a pick. I know Marty the Moth because he was on Tough Enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you pick?
That's
his
where
team?
I know him from. I'm gonna go with them. His team, yeah, because I know him from Tough Enough.
Sounds good. All right, moving on. We have Now, I wrote this one down because there's so many teams or companies represented here. It's an Ultimate X match featuring, you ready for this? Johnny Impact from Impact versus Jake Christ from Impact versus Dante Fox from Lucha Underground versus Jake Evans from AAA versus Cotto Brazil from MLW versus Pat Buck from WrestlePro.
I know Pat Buck.
Really? I do. That's the only guy I did not know and all these guys. I've known Jack Evans for years. I've interviewed him and seen him wrestle live. Dante Fox is a tremendous... he hasn't never really broke out on a national scale, but he's a very good wrestler. Jake Christ sucks monkey balls. Johnny Impact, well, he's boring as heck. Cotto Brazil, not sold on. And Pat Buck, I have no clue. I'm going to have to go with Johnny Impact just because this is an Impact pay-per-view, and he is the Impact champion. So yeah, I'm going to go with Johnny Impact.
As much as I don't like Johnny Impact, I'm gonna go with him as well. I'm certainly not going with Jake Christ.
I was going to ask you about that. Okay. Moving on, a Monsters Ball match, which really doesn't make sense if Abyss isn't in it, right? Don't you need Abyss? There's a Monsters Ball match featuring Sami Callihan and Jimmy Havoc. I hope Jimmy Havoc. I hope Jimmy Havoc beats the saliva out of Sami Callihan, so I don't have to see him spit.
Jimmy Havoc on my end. Yep.
All right, then we have a women's division match. Taya Valkyrie putting her belt up against Rosemary, Jordan Grace, and Katie Forbes. I don't even know who Katie Forbes is, to be honest.
Yeah. You know what? I already know who I'm gonna pick.
Who are you picking?
I'm going with Jordan Grace.
That's who my heart wants to go with, but I think they're gonna screw her over. I think she's gonna have to win that belt on her own. And I think that Taya Valkyrie's going to pull some crap and come out of here with the championship belt.
Okay.
Onto the X Division defense. Now, this one's tough because I don't know who the second guy is. Rich Swann putting his belt up against Flamita, who was apparently in Lucha Underground. I don't know who Flamita is. Any ideas?
A Mexican luchador. He used to wrestle in they used to wrestle in AAA.
I don't know him at all, though, so I'm going to abstain from a vote.
I'm going Rich Swann.
All right. And in the main event, the Lucha Brothers taking on two old men from ACW, Rob Van Dam and Sabu.
This was subtitled.
I can't believe this is main event.
This was subtitled the Extreme Dream match. I don't know whose dream match this is, but I'm going with the Lucha Brothers.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with them too. I mean, come on, Sabu, he's going to have a heart attack. He's so freaking old. And Rob Van Dam is probably going to be so stoned he probably won't know where the ring is. So, interesting.
Sabu's a perfect example of someone who's not a really great person outside the ring.
Yeah, and he's also a great example of guys who stay in the business way too long.
Yeah.
So, wow. Okay, you know what? Let's move on to MLW. MLW this week... I forgot to give... I said ROH show this week. Did I give it a number? I think I gave it a... I don't think I did. I'm going to give it an A-.
No.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Oh, okay. All right.
And it's funny. When I said B-, I meant B-. I was hoping you were going to catch me on that.
B-.
B-. Woo! Anyways, MLW this week. I don't understand this. First of all, Dega coming out. Remember Dega when Low-Key ripped his ear off or some crap?
Yep.
Takes on Ariel Dominguez, who I think you're bigger than Ariel Dominguez, to be honest. He's a tiny little dude. I know,
Ariel Dominguez is like, how tall is he?
I have no idea, but man, he's small.
Jeez.
He gets his ass handed to him regularly. And he got his ass handled here. This part confused me a little. Ricky Martinez defeating Airwolf. This was Airwolf's debut.
Airwolf's debut, yes.
And he lost. That's kind of refreshingly different.
Yeah. A debut and you lose your debut match. Wow.
Well, he's only 19 and he's just starting, so I guess there's a lot to go for. Okay, then Teddy Hart came out, put an open challenge out, answered by Myron Reed.
Oh my God. Okay.
I cannot stand Myron Reed.
Yeah.
He reminds me of those two idiots. He reminds me of those idiots from that sit around in Impact pretending
the Rascals.
Yeah. Ugh.
Okay, yeah. No, I didn't catch his name because I saw when he was doing that little camcorder lip promo thing. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Terribly dumb. Teddy Hart, though, you know what? Teddy Hart's always given a lot of guff that he doesn't sell very much, that he doesn't wrestle well for the others. I think he's been doing really great in this, selling his injury. He kept it making sense in this match. So I enjoyed that. There was a few other, there was some, once again, the Dynasty making stupid comments, the Hart Foundation making stupider comments.
The H2. At least the H2 this week wasn't as long as others. It was like short and to the point, but still.
Now, my boy, okay, I guess this was going to happen somehow, because they showed us in the beginning, they showed Mance Werner how he had been attacked by Los Angeles Park and his son of Los Angeles Park. And so this week, Selena whispers something to son of Los Angeles Park, who takes off somewhere, and then he's gone, and every time they come back, they're freaking out. They don't know where he is, blah, 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 blah. Then he comes out, and I could not believe this. She goes, check this out. And he comes out, and it's obviously not son of L.A. Park, because this guy's got a totally different body shape, wearing the mask. And his dad doesn't even notice it's not him until he starts beating his dad's ass up, pulls off the mask, and it's Mance Warner.
Oh, wow.
The only thing that would have made this better if Mance had pulled the knee pad up and then pulled it down. Because that's what that boy does. But I'm sorry. He made the whole show for me. I love that dude. Mance Warner, he makes MLW fun. I totally dig him. All right, so, before we get going here, we got to take a look. MLW has 2 big cards coming up, okay?
Okay.
One of them has like 8 million matches, so I'm not even going to read half of them because they're ridiculous. But I'll read them. We won't even Cotto Brazil versus Jordan Oliver. Don't even know who Jordan Oliver is.
Is that the Battle Riot card?
No, this is the night before called Rise of the Renegades.
Oh, okay.
Cotto Brazil versus Jordan Oliver. Don't know who Jordan Oliver is. Do you?
Nope.
Ray Horace versus Ace Austin. Well, that could be interesting.
We know who Ace Austin is.
Gringo Loco. I know you're excited about this. Taking on HOD LA Park. Los Angeles Park. I don't know. I'm going to go with Gringo here. Barrington Hughes versus Jacob Fatu.
Oh, wow.
I think Fatu has to win this. I think Contra has to make a presence.
Fatu's going to win that.
450-pound Ace Romero versus Joseph Samuel. That's the guy who took a spike to his face. I think, once again, Contra has to make a point here. MJF versus Brian Pillman. Ooh. Stinkeroni. I'm skipping that one. Minoru Tanaka putting up the junior heavyweight title from the GHC title against Daga.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that seemed to come out of nowhere. I'll go with Tanaka. He's a good wrestler. Daga's okay, I guess. Bleeds a lot from his ear. All right. So you guess who I'm going to pick in this next match. Mance Warner versus Sami Callihan.
Oh, gee. I want to say Sami Callihan,
but you'd be mistaken.
I want to say Sami Callihan, but I'd be mistaken. And I don't want to be put in the book, so I'm going to go with Mance Warner.
I hope Mance Warner
who you're picking.
Yeah, I hope he kicks out what little saliva that Callihan has left from the last match.
That's disgusting.
It is. Then there's a 6-man table match, the Hart Foundation versus the Dynasty. I think Hart Foundation. The last 2 matches at least are interesting. Pentagon Jr. versus Los Angeles Park. I got to call him that forever. Pentagon's got to win that, don't you think? Los Angeles is Pentagon. Old.
I'm going with Pentagon.
The main event, a New York street fight. Filthy Tom Lawler, who I hope takes a bath before this so he's not so filthy, against Jimmy Havoc. Jimmy Havoc being the only guy that has a pin over Lawler in the last 2 years. Going to go with Lawler. It's going to be a blood match. It's going to be disgusting, but I'm going to go with Lawler.
Yeah, I'm going to take Lawler because he has to win that one.
Now, the next night is Battle Riot 2. Now, I'm not going to name all 50 wrestlers in here or whatever crap it is. There's a lot of guys.
50? Wow.
It's 40 or 50 guys in this thing. So what I am going to do is there are some other matches that have been signed for it that night. So we have Los Angeles Park versus Jimmy Havoc. Ooh. Going to have to go Jimmy Havoc.
In this one, I have to go with Jimmy Havoc.
Daga versus Low Key. Daga. Who are you picking? Okay, I'm going to go Low Key.
Okay.
Teddy Hart versus Ace Austin.
Oh, Teddy Hart.
Yeah, come on, Ace Austin, get a haircut. Brian Pillman versus Rich Swann.
I'm gonna go with Brian Pillman. that one.
Really? I'm going to go Rich Swann on this one. This would be interesting.
Okay.
It's nice to see us pick some different stuff. Do you have a guess who's going to win the Battle Riot this year? I know who I'm picking. And I don't know if he'll really win it, but I'm going with my boy Mance Warner.
Yeah, I was going to say it. I was going to ask him. I'm sure Mance Warner's going to, I'm going to pick him to win it.
Okay, we threw all our eggs in one basket, folks. Let's hope we didn't get egg on our face.
Uh-oh.
Well, you know what? We're going to have a heck of a lot of stuff to talk about next week, man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not only do we have the regular TV showings for each of these companies, now we also have 4 big pay-per-view cards that we're going to have to talk about. So fans, tune in next week for our 28-hour extravaganza show. No, there's no New Japan. It won't be 28.
I'll be sure to get a lot of sleep, so I'll be all rested up.
You're going to need it. We're going to have a big show next week, folks. Lots of things. You know what? Before we go, Elio, this is the biggest pay-per-view points game for Wrestling POV. Once again, tell the fans how to do it. Tell them what's about.
It is
play,
fans.
Play.
It is a Wrestling POV WrestleMania points game. It all goes down on this Sunday, and all you have to do is go over to the Wrestling POV podcast Facebook page, like that page, share it out, and that's how you get connected. Once the lineup is posted, you go there, you make your picks, either 5 or 10 points, and you can either lose big or win big. So be sure, be smart, make your picks, and just have fun playing it.
Now this year will be the first time that they're going to give away a big prize. If you win this, and if you're not part of the POV family, and you win this, you could win either a $50 card from, who was it from? I can't remember. Amazon? I think it was
Amazon. TJ, I'm afraid I have to resign for this weekend.
Or you can win the mystery POV crate. And folks, you know what? I have a feeling in my heart that crate has some good crap in it. Okay, I think it's gonna be worth more than the $50 card. So
I told you I might have to resign for this weekend.
Yeah, I don't know. Might have to find a new host if you resign.
What was for this weekend?
I wonder what that old host is doing.
I'll show up next Tuesday night and I'll be like, did you actually take me seriously? Did you really think I resigned?
Yeah, and you'll come back and there'll be me and the puppet doing the show. Great job. Don't screw me and put me with that puppet. Anyway, fans, I'm down to my last sip of Diet Coke. I'm eating my last bit of chocolate bar. That means the show is over. We look forward to next week, where we're going to be covering a lot of cool things.
Oh my god, next week will be a fun show as always.
I was going to say, I was hoping you weren't going to say next week's going to be fun, and this week isn't, because this was pretty fun, I think.
No, I said next week's show is going to be a fun one show as always.
Yeah, you know what? It has been fun, fans. You know what? From your 2 favorite Canadian fans to the guys who brought Alanis Morissette into your world, who showed you guys a little bit about what Russian pop raves dance music's all about, for the legend T. James Logan and his cohort, throw your name out there, boy.
The gentleman, Elio Canella.
We wish you guys a great night. Remember, you can catch us on Instagram. You can catch us on the Twitter machine. We're all over the interweb. I think we're on like Spotify,
iHeartRadio, iTunes, Podbean.
And you know what? What's the Twitter handle? I don't even know what Twitter is. I thought it was a bird. But what's the Twitter handle?
It's Wrestling POV 1, I believe.
All right.
I
and
did
Instagram?
that one. Yeah. Instagram is Wrestling POV.
Maybe this
and
dates
Facebook
me
is Wrestling POV Podcast.
Right, and that's fans. You can also get a hold of us at Global there. You can drop messages from me and Elio. You can tell me how much you thought I did a great job and how Elio sucked bananas. We'll read it.
Oh. That was
I'm kind of a bully. I can't help it. It's just the way I was brought up. All right, folks. Have yourselves a great night. Greetings from Canada. To our Russian fans, Privyet. To our Korean fans, I don't know what to say. To our German fans, whatever. To our English fans, yo. Anyways, you guys have a great night.
Have a great night.